We back. We back. Technically, we back. My brother, TRE to the INFOCUS. Mr InFocus himself, Trey, is back in the building. I'm in the building, but as you see, Larry couldn't make it today. Shout out to my brother.
Shout out to brother Larry.
Having some difficulties on his side. He live even further away now than he did before.
Yeah.
But
I'm holding you down, bro. I'm gonna do you solid, all right?
For my brother holding it down, my brother.
Yo. What's going on, dog?
My guy Sticky. My guy Sticky in the building for this episode. Welcome back to episode 15 of What's His Face Talk About What You Call It on the What's the Name podcast. Again, I'm one of your hosts, Kelvin Jr. Don't forget the Junior. I'm here with my guy.
I'm just a special co-host for today, just for this segment. Y'all seen me in the earlier segment. Y'all know me as Stickz. I'm not even gonna go by King Stickz no more. I'm just Stickz. Thank y'all for having me again. Thank you for letting me do this with you.
Of course, Brody. Brody.
I'm gonna do Larry solid.
Man, we got a few dope topics today. We got some topics that I wouldn't originally think would be time consuming, but they are. But I want to start off asking how your mental health has been, brother. Because I know we usually do the weekly mental health checkups. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy enough asking about that. I don't know if you personally know him, but Malik know him because it's the bug guy.
Yeah.
But he just hit me up yesterday doing that. He was like, yo, bro, because he ain't hear from me in a while, so
yeah.
He hit me up. He wasn't hitting me up to let me know what he had. He was like, yo, bro, because I speak to him like we connect. So
right.
He just wanted to know, like, yo, bro, I ain't hear from you in like 3 months. Like, just want to check on you. How everything going? Everything with you going good? Everything with the family going good?
Right, right.
So just to share a little bit. It's just work. Family good. Family always gonna be good.
Overstood.
You feel me? And if anything happens with the family, I leave that in God's power to handle it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm only human. I can't make things happen in miracles.
All right.
So I let God handle anything that is out of my power. But it's just work, and just learning as we get older, because your mind switches and thinks differently from when you're in your 20s versus your 30s.
For a fact.
And I was having this conversation with a young lady, letting her know, like, my maturity and your maturity is two different things.
Right.
And I just said, I just want to paint a picture real quick. Not to stay on this too long, but just a quick picture. She's in her 20s. I'm in my 30s. I said, let's use work as maturity.
Yeah.
I'm a manager.
Word.
I'm not.
You tall? Lift that joint up. Lift the mic up.
Oh.
Yeah, you tall.
Oh yeah. See.
Gotcha. Boom.
There you go. Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm breaking anything.
You good? You good?
So yeah, having that conversation with her, I'm like, yeah, as a person that works here, not just an associate.
Right.
I'm a manager. We done came on our breaks and want to indulge in stuff that we're not supposed to be doing on the premises. You would do that. I wouldn't. Because I'm here to work. Are you here to work? Or are you just here to pass the time and make the money? Her response was, yeah, I ain't really need it. And then everybody's head, it's just Walmart. Until you later in life get down the road and you got to deal with big people bills. You got to feed your kids. Mm-hmm. Walmart going to make that happen for you. So where's your maturity?
About to say, any bread gonna make that happen.
It's gonna make that happen. So I told her, your maturity and my maturity is two different things. So when it comes to my mental, it's just knowing where I'm at in my time of being older in my 30s versus where I was in my 20s.
Okay, word. I like that.
I could say I've done a lot of even more control of searching within me to identify even better with myself to interact with other people. You feel me?
Right.
Like having conversations with people to figure out if they say something wrong that will make my energy switch.
Yeah.
And then they get this different character. I work on that daily because in my head I always say it as a mantra: peace, love, and caring. Peace, love, and caring. Peace, love, and caring. And daily I'm living by that. Yeah. So I just work on my in the mental state. My mental is good. Can't say I'm crashing out. Don't think I'll ever crash out. And if I feel like I'm gonna crash out, I'm gonna just dance and the crash out goes away. I'm gonna just dance and the crash out goes away. That and if you mean so much of a sense, like if I do get under pressure and I get overwhelmed, I have an outlet. Yeah. Now that I'm recovered, I can start dancing again. So I got my outlet, so I can get rid of stuff. It's not like I said, the maturity is different. Yeah. When I was 20, I would go and smoke. Versus in today's time, I'm 30. I'm gonna go and dance. Yeah. I don't need to smoke to make the feeling go away or to not think about it. Let me go and dance. I'm gonna create something. I'm gonna put these feelings into something. It's kind of like the same thing, but it's just different translation now. Yeah, because I'm older. Yeah, so I'm just
choosing to apply something different. Basically filling that with a different placeholder, like where I would usually put this, I'm gonna put this here. Yep. And that make perfect sense. Yep. So you would say on a grading scale, would you probably B-, C+?
I'm a A.
A.
I'm an A.
I'm going to clap it up for A. Yes, sir.
I'm an A. I was a B. I think last time I was here. I said I was a B+ when I was here last time. Okay. But right now I'm definitely in a place of an A.
I've been in a bit of a unique spot. Mm-hmm. I would say I'm currently probably at like a B-, but every week is a new week of trying to figure out what's finna go on tomorrow based off of what happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out what I can learn from yesterday to make tomorrow even better than what today is. Mm-hmm. Learning from my past to make my present even better for my future type deal, Mm-hmm. That's always been the case. Being introduced to new trials and tribulations, adjusting to life the way that it currently is. Being married is mad different. That joint is mad different.
And also it's a whole new journey. It's like how they said, like Wale's in the matrimony. Yeah. The guy in the beginning, when he said you don't know what to expect because it's a whole new ride. It's a whole new journey. You feel me? It's not singular no more. Yeah. It's two people learning how we're gonna move forward in life. Yeah. So trust me, I might not be living it, but just from that example, I know.
But see, I'm not one of those people that immediately shit on it just because you not. Yeah, I'm not one of those.
Oh no, I don't shit on marriage. I still believe in marriage. I still want a marriage, but
for any
people need to understand. Yeah, like when it do come to marriage, it's not about you. It's not about you no more. It's about you and that person. Y'all are now one. So,
y'all got to figure it out. That's been the main thing with it. It's like, it shuts both doors behind each party to make y'all figure out what's in front of y'all. Mm-hmm. Y'all locked it. Y'all done threw away the key. Figure it out between y'all two. So that and being in therapy for a little bit now. All of that, is a combination. It's been trying just seeing that my mind is working a lot differently and figuring out how I'm going to adjust to just how my mind works now. Like, just simple things like that. But I can't say it's been too much outside of that and just work, I ain't even gonna drag it out too long today. So I'll say probably B minus. B minus for me. Excuse the noise in the background. We live a real life. That's all I'm gonna say. You good? Yes, we heard all the aluminum foil.
Yes.
But I'm gonna go ahead and
Wait, hold on. I don't want to leave him out because he's here with us. How you feeling, bro? I know you said you tired, but like on the scale, you feeling like a B minus?
Can you just go ahead and do it? Because you gonna drag it out too long. Just go ahead.
Oh, so we gonna wait till you get that over with?
No, we ain't gotta wait. Just do what you gotta do. It's live. We do this for this reason. Just go ahead and shove that foil in there. Yeah.
But yeah, Trey, I ain't want to leave you out. You feel me? Because we all here. So I just wanted to know, like on the same mental health check, how you feeling, bro? Like, how you been?
I'm at a hard work A.
Hey, I like that. A hard worked A. I like that. Yeah.
He's focused and
It's in
that's
the name.
all it is. As long as everybody's in a good place, that's all that matters, you know. And
For a fact.
nobody's going elsewhere with their thoughts. Always matters, you know. And you know, as much as we don't get to communicate
For a fact.
and because of dealing with the outside lifestyles and dealing with work and dealing with how to just move on with the next day and the next day and the next day, living off the what happened yesterday, what could I do better today, it takes away from
For a fact.
this. So when this happens, it's like how we always say, you don't miss a beat.
Facts.
You feel me? So it's like it's never an awkward moment. So I do appreciate the time we don't get to see each other or speak to each other
For a
because
fact.
it's authentic.
Facts.
You feel me? It's real. So I just wanted to put that out there.
You good. And amazing checkup. I like that. Both of y'all at an A. I know I be sounding somewhat optimistic and depressed at the same time. So to hear y'all both at A's makes me feel good.
Good.
So I know y'all keep seeing me look at my phone. This first topic, before I get fully into the topic, because I'm gonna be what most people would call a moderator in this, except I'm gonna argue two different sides at the same time against the opposing. I wouldn't say opposing, but just differentiating parts of the same coin. If you've been in the dance world, you've probably heard in street dance realm, you know, especially on the flexing side, you probably heard that there was a manual that got released like a mixtape. And the author of the manual, I have him, and I'm actually about to give him a call. I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. Y'all going to be able to hear it on air. I'm going to ask him a couple of questions because I do plan on having him actually sit down with us as a guest at some point in time, because regardless of whether anybody feel any way about him in VA or out of VA, he ushered in a whole movement of flex out here, taught me 90% of what I know, as well as helped a lot of other people advance in the style, helped provide a platform for people to do flexing and to be able to get to know the style better. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never, I'll never throw smut on this man's name. Me and him then already had all our arguments we needed to have for real. So I don't really got no I ain't gonna have no beef with him. He's doing his thing, and I respect anybody pursuing whatever it is that they need to do. But this joint was hilarious. I'm not gonna hold you. So I gotta give bro a call. Let's go ahead and see what this in for. Can we hear? Oh yeah. Yeah. Boy, got a Maryland number. Yo.
Yo,
Yo, you can hear me? Hold on. Dang. You can hear me? You can hear me, bro?
hello? Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, bet. So, I had a nice plan to have you hooked up to the aux and for the joint to be catching the audio, but you can't even hear me. God dang. Hold on.
I can hear you in my headphones.
All right, can you hear me? Absolutely not. He can't. All right, bet.
Yeah,
Go ahead, say something. Go ahead, say something, bro.
Yo.
All right, bet. So boom, everybody. A round of applause. This is Adisa on the phone right now. VA. I know you said don't call you OG. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna call you OG anyway. VA OG. You feel me? Inventor, creator of Test Your Mic, curator of Virginia Flex from past to present and into the future, and author of the FlexN Manual. I call it an outline, more of a thesis or an outline rather than a manual, because I know I already have the understanding just by reading it. It's gonna be an evolving piece of work, basically, because while you already on your knowledge, your journey of exploring more knowledge and more techniques, things will be added. I don't see much getting taken out of it, but I do know things will probably be added in the future. And you did mention that it was gonna be multiple parts of it. How you feeling, bro?
Right. I'm feeling good, man. It's amazing, son. For real. It's very surreal. Great. Glad to be getting something done. Progress. I feel great.
When you say for real 4 times in a sentence, I know you tired.
Yeah.
All right. So boom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up arguing on one side of it as soon as we hang up, but I'm gonna keep it brief while we on the phone, because I gotta play opposing side to you on the phone. Me and you done spent how many years arguing with each other? Probably like 4-5 years.
Bad years, right? Yeah,
Fun fact, I spent an hour and a half arguing with this man on the phone before I won the Fatal 4-Way in New York at the Kill Chamber joint. For anybody that don't give a damn. But what put the battery in your back to write this manual?
Tada's and Miho.
Oh, that's different.
I got inspired. Yeah, I got inspired to do this entire thing from Tada's and Miho. So as far as like in general, flexing global, wanting to do something for the culture in that way, definitely Tada's and Miho. But the original blueprint was from the New World concept, Test Your Mic days,
Facts.
Yeah, so I had the original blueprints from back then, creating a new world for the flex world. But the battery came from watching Crump Inc.
Baby,
and
can you take the mac and cheese out the oven, please?
Online, explain his style. So that's what did it.
Okay.
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
So it was just Eyes and Miho. There was nothing. You didn't see nothing in the flex world that made you say, "Hey, this is necessary."
Yeah, definitely. It's things that we all been knew and been seeing. Everyone was so goddamn confused. Super confused about the style. The style was all over the place. He was describing a dance style with another dance style. And so that in itself is just insanity. I mean, most dance styles, they have their own way of description. You describe something, by explaining what it looks like and what it is. You call it crumping, so you say chest pop, arm swing, stomp, jab, etc. And you say the same thing for another dance style, right? Like Bruck Up, you'll say pivot, shoulder pop, character, and then you'll start naming the Bruck Up moves like Rupert, etc. But then when you say flexing, you say dancehall, Bruck Up, you start naming dance styles. Versus, actually naming the components that make up flexing, that make flexing look like flexing. Talking mannerism and body movement wise. Not even the elements. They're shared in other dance styles as well, before flexing. So when I seen this problem, in the flex game, I said, you know what? Something does need to be done about it, but there was no energy for it. I just knew something needed to be done about it. The energy came from watching Crump Inc.
Okay.
Like 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So boom. You don't feel in any way, shape, or form that it's a little unfair for you to have that viewpoint, knowing that you come from the dance hall background, that you come from the Bruck, like the reason why you could look how you look and other people look how they look is because they know those elements. You don't think that's unfair to the new people that's learning?
No, not at all, because the things that became flexing body movement, yeah, it comes from dancehall, but, it came from dancehall, but it mutated and evolved. So since it's already in its evolved form, there's no need for me to teach it from its original style form. There's no need. It's like I could just teach it as it itself. And one of the greatest things I heard Terry say, I was talking to Terry from Collateral Damage, and Terry was telling me how, we were talking about how other dance styles, how people in the culture say they use dance hall for warm-ups. He said, in Collateral, we use flexing for warm-up. We just use flexing itself. There was no need to use any dance hall or brook up, any of those kinds of things, so if people know, the foundation of the dance style, flexing, the true one, the true foundation, because I can describe what that is easily. And they know the true foundation of flex dance. They don't need to do the other dance styles that it comes from. It could just use it by itself. No need to. By doing so, you aid into the confusion of the masses. You cause more war and issue between other sides. For example, people are saying they do flexing, but they do start doing shoulder pops and then dance on heel toes. So that's what gets the buck up community in a frenzy, because then they'll say flexing, #flexing. Well, no, right there you're doing buck up and shoulder pop. But then when you go inside those arm waves and head movements and how you carry around yourself and how you do straight line musicality and so on and so forth, now you're flexing, but yet you're still moving. So it was no point for you to even do the buck up with the heel and toe before that. It was pointless. I mean, you have your own body movement. But this is what causes the confusion and the rift and the separation, between these cultures, because flexing just seems so confused. And I understand, and I understand why. So that's the main thing with me.
And so, I could play both sides of this with no problem, because I think one of the issues is there is a lack of being able to identify, because there is no, I guess in a sense, you can't really go nowhere and look up what this is or what that is, so there was no full delineation between anything. But I would also credit that to the side of flexing being still a young style, like b-boying, popping, all of these other things. Shoot, even if you go back to clowning, all of these things have derivatives in which you can have a name for something, you have a name for this, you have a name for that, but flexing, out of dancehall and bruck up, flexing would still be the baby out of those. So I do err on the side of there should be terminology for it in which you could divvy up between the two, because it's a bunch of people copying freeform movement, calling it flexing, even though they're doing bruck up movements the whole time. Because I know, me and you both know, bruck up ain't just limited to the shoulder pop, even though it can be an identifier of that. There are people who have, we done seen countless battles of people imitating BSV movements, claiming that they flexing. But seeing that and just there not being a proper identifier, I gotta give you props for being the person to step out and give the identifiers for it. But what made you feel like you were the person that needed to do it? Because I feel like that's where the majority of the backlash comes from.
Well, I always use the analogy of the poison arrow. If someone got hit with a poison arrow, you're not gonna say, and if you knew, let's say you got hit in your back with the poison arrow, you couldn't reach it, but I was the only person that could reach it and pull it out, and I knew how to successfully take it out. I had the power to do it. You're not gonna ask, are you qualified to do this? Are you the one that has this necessary? Did anyone sanction you to take this poison arrow out of my back? Do you have any credentials or past whatever? Absolutely not. Because your life is threatened, because your life is in jeopardy, you're going to hurriedly tell me, take it out. We see that flexing is certainly in a, it's certainly on life support, for sure. As far as the dance style goes, the identity, year by year, is being confuddled, confused, mixed up with so many, different dance styles, So, me personally, I have excellent organizational skills, structuring skills, and I have a kind of intelligence. Not only that, I do have the backing and support People like Rocky, for example, who created FlexN Brooklyn, Tafari, shout out to him as well, which is the son of FlexN itself.
Shout out to
These
Far.
guys helped create this style. Yep. Asha Frasha, and many other OGs. Even Nugget support what I got going on or whatever like that. I felt I was the one to do it because I have the, intellect to do it. Not necessarily around dance skill, more so. But in that department, I don't have any issues either. That's not even a problem. If they're talking about work or work ethic or whatever like that, they could argue that in the sense of I haven't been around them in particular, like certain people in Brooklyn, a group of individuals in Brooklyn. I certainly have been up there. I've certainly done many street battles. I haven't done a bunch of Battle Fest battles and stuff. If that's what they're asking, I could give them that. That's fine. But it's better to hire people, it's better to hire the person who has the necessary skills to do the job, whether or not you might agree or think that they should be doing the job or not. They have the skills to do it, let them do it. You're not going to do it. Allow someone else to do it. And that's why a lot of them just said, hey, whatever, do your thing because you're really good at that. That's your thing. That's your way, Tafari say, that's your way of putting in work. What's work is different, in today's time. We don't live in the 90s and early 2000s anymore. And you got to go and pop on 1,000 people in order to, utter one sentence. It's not like that anymore. We live in a different era and time, They say, oh, Adisa was back then. Okay, I'm here now. It is what it is. But mainly, man, the support and the backing, gave me the ability to do it because I wasn't going to do it unless I got the support and backing. And I did get that backing and support, so here I go.
That is interesting. That is interesting, though.
Yeah.
If you weren't going to do it because it... Okay, so what about the support changed the willpower to do it? Because that means you had the idea already. And the Adisa that I know
Definitely.
move regardless of... Now, you are a very calculated individual. I've known you to be very calculated for a very long time now. But if you had this plan already... What about the support validated it? Because, so boom, right? The main concern and the main issue that I know a lot of people will have, because I've been, you know me, I've already argued with people with where you could be ranked or put on any list whenever it comes in. I'll argue and debate with those people all day because I've seen what you can do. But when it comes to you creating something like the FlexN Manual and then doing FlexN Global, there is a piece of uncomfortability that sits over everyone that will say, this person hasn't participated in a lot of these things that had to do with flexing, but they put their name on the manual, and I don't see how they could do that because your presence has been relatively void in certain realms. I'm not going to say in all realms because you've been kind of you already know, you've been a fire starter in flexing for quite some time now. You be the person to purposely start an argument amongst a whole page of people and then dip out and then watch the chaos occur amongst everybody else. So if you, with that absence that has been had and that has been felt, because bro, we watched X and Tie-Dye's battle in Georgia and only 10% of the people came there for that battle. The other 90% came there to see you battle Gio, and that's crazy. So if that was your one thing that was abroad amongst the culture, no part of you felt uncomfortable about being the person to jump to the forefront despite your lack of presence, and where maybe a lot of people, even the people that are trying to debate you down and argue you down about it, would have made those people more comfortable. None of that made you uncomfortable in that regard?
No, not necessarily. Originally, the manual was for FlexN Global members, but unfortunately, I got a little too carried away because the reception of the whole concept was really, really good. So, I was getting a lot of support from OGs, so I felt like it was okay to just release the manual. You know what I mean? I thought it was a good idea, but I was wrong about that, and that's okay. Just pick up the piece and continue. FlexN Global is a joint project, so is the manual. It's not Adisa by himself. I did write it, but I got some assistance on some things in it, and Droid, and so on and so forth. I got people that are, again, the whole movement is not just me. I did create the idea, came up with it, but as far as the manual goes, I could have went about that differently. I could have did what my original plan was anyway, which was to keep the manual until the third edition. We were going to release it only on the third edition, and after FlexN Global got, a social acceptance and the integrity, trust of the company itself was, firm and established in the culture. So, I mean,
I respect the accountability. I respect that. I respect that for sure.
Yeah. But as far as like starting FlexN Global, I don't regret a minute of that, and I'm gonna keep going regardless. Because I got approved from the higher ups because it makes sense. It's like, you wasn't around, but you're the man for the job. It is what it is. Other people didn't think of these ideas according to the OGs, so they're like, all right, it helps, it works, it's true. What you're saying is a really great argument. Really, it's very sound, and it makes perfect sense. And that is what's happening in the world right now. FlexN does is seen that way that you're saying. So go for it. Go crazy. You got my support. You did do certain things. You did enough. It ain't like you never been around. You never do this. You never not learn from the OGs. That's not the case at all. You know what I mean? I've had flex events, of course, brought people to VA.
Facts.
Went to New York myself.
Facts.
Battled myself. Learned from most of the OGs except two of them. The only two I didn't learn from formally was Reg and Nugget. But everybody else, Brian, J-Don, everybody else. My lineage is really powerful, strong. I have connection in the culture. I mean, I'm a part of it. I have physical blood now. DJ Blue and his son. That comes from Flex. So they can't 100%. That's why I'm not getting the crazy flack. I'm getting mostly support. There's a couple people that don't like it, but that's just because I'm not cool with them currently right now. If I was their friends, their judgment would be different. Human emotions always play a role in people's thought processes and decision making. So.
Nah, I agree with that with a lot of people who have absolutely no personal relationship with you. That immediately tried to jump on the hype train. I don't like that.
Yep.
I know a lot of the issue. I know
that's the majority of the disagreeers.
I'm about to say, because there are a select few where it's like certain terminologies and stuff that you use in the manual. A little iffy, a little touchy. But we'll talk about that another time. That's we can cover that on a different day. My last question that I'm gonna ask you, do you think this manual would have been received a little bit different if you hadn't shit the bed when you battled Gio? Cause that first round was dope as hell. All of VA was arguing with New York niggas during that first round, and then after the second and third round, the crowd lost that battle. Y'all both won. The crowd lost cause that battle was. That battle won it, and you already know. You've spoken about it afterwards, where you also weren't. You were disappointed in the battle as well. Both of y'all didn't look that engaged in the battle after a certain point. Do you think if you had lived up to the hype of Adisa in that battle against Gio at the mod, you think the manual would have been received a little bit different?
No, it wouldn't have mattered because at the end of the day, it's all about connection with others. Human connection is always the number one. I learned that, of course, in sales. It's always the number one thing, the number one driver in this experience, So, it's all about connection with others more so than anything else. Even if I have won that battle and, absolutely destroyed them, it wouldn't have really made a difference. It's all about, again, the connections that I have to have with the people. They don't even care about me not being from New York. That wasn't even the main concern. The main concern, of course, is the involvement in the culture. But really, it was also their involvement with what I got going on. If I would have reached out to them and put them a part of this whole thing, they would have had no issue with it at all. Because they always supported a lot of things that I've said in the past. Not all of them, of course, but a good amount of them. They were really into my ideas and they liked my, concepts and things like that. So, it really wouldn't have made any difference for real. I mean, look at Crow, right? Crow beats everybody, he still gets paid, not really going to matter. It's all about your connection with people. If I was their friend, or cool with them, and I made them, feel good, in some way, and we were close, then it would be be a totally different situation. But it's precisely because I'm not their friend, and also because they are not included or invited into the situation. Because I've talked to people, about it that had issues with it, and they said that their only problem was that I just didn't reach out to them, and put them in it. But yet they bash me all on Facebook and all of these things. That's just how they are up there. It's their way of wanting to say, congratulating you at first by bashing, and then the whole time they liked you. But they showed that by saying bad stuff about you. It's crazy. Jason, me and Jason talk about that all the time, how they are up there. That concept is just wild to me. So, but that's just how they are. Whatever. I don't take it personal. I get it. I'm used to it by now. But we in our own corner. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. They can be mad if they want. The train will not stop. We will continue forward. I got the right support, right people behind me, and we all gonna do it together. This whole thing is not Adisa. This thing, it's a us thing. So.
All right. Well, shoot. Y'all heard it from the man himself. Yeah. Hey, it ain't just him. It's a team. Now, I do think that did turn a lot of people off, that people felt like it was just you spearheading it. But I already knew it was probably more than likely a team effort. Whenever you need to start a movement, you do need a team in whatever direction or however anybody may feel about it. I see both sides of it. I see why certain people may have been turned off by it, but I also see your perspective in it, which is why I figured I'd come to you and ask you direct questions, because I know I'm going to end up asking some other people some direct questions that's on either side of the coin. Hey, bro, appreciate you even picking up the phone and allowing me to have this short conversation. I know I still expect you to be up here at some point in time, whenever it is you find time to be out here for me and Larry to sit down with you and interview you. Hey, bro.
Yeah, of course.
You enjoy the rest of your night, my G. Round of applause for Adisa. Tap, tap, tap. I can't clap phone in my hand. All right, Brody.
All right, now, man. I appreciate you. All right.
Once again, shout out to Adisa. Appreciate bro for answering the phone, because I know, if anything, with what he planned on having with that whole thing, I know he probably exhausted talking about it, being that now that I know his plan A wasn't even to release part 1 of the manual, I could have easily said that was a huge mistake doing that. Just because if you don't have the next piece already in play, now you got to respond to the first piece. It's like having a movie, especially like a comic book movie or whatever, and you promote the movie and almost have everything in the movie feel very finite, knowing you're missing a good chunk of the storyline, and then you don't even have part 2 shot yet. You know what I mean? So if Adisa's original plan was to do 3 parts and the third part come out and the first 2 just stick within the community, I understand that. I totally understand that. Here with my brother Stickz, of course. Me and you gonna disagree about some things, and that's fine. That's fine.
I was behaving very well.
That's
in that
fine.
Conversation.
A little bit slipped out. It's cool though.
A little bit slipped out. I was trying my best not to say much, because I was going to be like, "Nick, you." All right, never mind.
All right. So I bought him some smoke. It's 8:30 at night. He a little older now, so his bedtime is a little earlier now. I can't bring him too much smoke, but I did bring him some smoke. I asked questions that have been genuine. If you didn't shit the bed, battling Geo would have been received different. What made you be the one to feel like you could do it? You've been absent of certain cultural things. So why do you think, did that make you uncomfortable doing this, knowing you've been absent? I've done all of that. Now, my brother, we can have this conversation now. So,
yeah, like how you want to, because I don't know your talking points of how you want to take this.
So I'll start it then, right? All these old Nick not playing, but for real, I think I want to rewind time a little bit. Do you remember the Dance Now tutorials?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so boom.
I never took none of them though.
So there was a dancer from Virginia who did one of those tutorials.
Right.
His name was J-Dub.
I remember J-Dub.
He did a flexing tutorial on the Dance Now joint. And he got the hell clowned out of him for doing that tutorial. If anybody remembers this, and he's a dope dancer too, shout out him. But if anybody remembers how he got joked, the comments, ridicule, posting the video, what not to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of that. Calling him culture vulture, so on and so forth, everything like that. No one would consider J-Dub a flexer, right? Safe to say. If you look at how that can be somewhat circumvented and prevented in today's time, the fact that there hasn't been anyone to say, we should release a guideline, we should release a thesis or an outline of what these styles are, what they mean, in order to not really help us understand them as dancers, because when you doing flexing, you doing flexing. Mm-hmm. You get it. But to the people that don't get it, it could, I'll put it like this. The reason why the creators of Crump look how they do and they can move with the times how they do, when you start from a certain point, those people came from clowning. So their styles will always have a different flair and a different look than people who just came from somebody doing hip hop, somebody doing popping. They always gonna have a different swag about them. Mm-hmm. But they remove clowning and saying, you don't have to learn clowning to do what we do. We can show you how to do what we do. Mm-hmm. And in turn, flexing and Crump have been relatively side by side with time of creation. Mm-hmm. And look at where they are versus where flexing is. Mm-hmm. They've expanded far beyond the reach, although a lot of them have lost the essence of what it was. That's why when you see people like Outrage, when you see certain people, especially even people on the East Coast, when you think about Dreams and people like that, they have different styles because of where they come from, mm-hmm. because of the essence in which they come from. And that gets lost in translation a lot of times. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the expansion side of it, the expanded side of Crump is arguably the most beautiful expansion in street dance because it's accepted around the world. Everybody was bitching and moaning about
from Africa
their style.
To Paris to,
you feel me?
It's China. It's around the world, and knowing that even if it didn't start at the same time, flexing and Crump, flexing is supposed to be at that same level, but.
Or comparable. It don't even got to be the same. It got to be close.
Yeah, or close.
Yeah.
But this is something which is what I agree with what he was saying. I've been saying this. I've been saying this before I was a top tier dancer. Y'all have to make it make sense, because a person like me, when people come and they ask me and I can't tell them, mm-hmm. I can only show them. People gonna get confused. So you do need words. You do need words to teach people, not just the moves.
No, watch this.
Just watch this.
Yeah.
So what's watch this?
Yeah.
What's watch this called?
I agree.
You feel me? So I agree. I like I said, look, I don't have no problem with this goddamn manual. I don't have no problem with it. But some of the stuff in there,
okay, I'm gonna pull up the manual. Go ahead. I'm gonna pull up the manual.
So I did at one point until speaking to you, and then I spoke to Doc.
Right.
You being, because you're not new gen. You're
right.
Like you're in between.
Right. I'm first gen. Well, no, second gen Virginia. Mid-gen between the new gen now and the old gen. Yeah.
You feel me?
If there was 12 generations, I'm either 6 or 7.
You're in the middle.
Yeah.
You feel me? Before Gen Z. I'll call the new gen Gen Z.
Okay.
Let's just put it like that.
Okay.
Gen Z.
I'm millennial.
No, you're in the middle. Yeah.
I'm millennial.
You're millennial.
You would be X.
I'm still millennial.
You still millennial?
I'm MK Ultra. I'm the beginning.
Okay.
I'm still there.
So you would be like a baby boomer then?
Yeah, I'm a baby boomer.
Okay, you
into the millennials.
Boomer flexer.
You feel me?
Hey, Adisa trademark that.
Yeah.
These boomer flexers.
But
That's funny. Go ahead. Yeah.
If you want to put it in that sense, I'm a boomer millennial.
Okay, I got you.
You feel me?
I got you.
You're how I consider you. You don't know anything of Gen Z.
Yeah.
You know millennial.
That's fair.
Why I place you in the middle. Gen Z now, they're getting a whole different dialogue translation.
That's true. That's true.
New language that me as the boomer millennial didn't get.
That's
I
fact.
had to learn that through time.
Yeah.
In time, some through people, some on my own.
Yeah.
But I will say a lot came from people.
Right.
Not more so on my own. Don't always follow your own understanding. That's one thing the Lord always say. You feel me?
Right.
So I always give back for who I learned from.
Yeah.
You know, the Brian, Enforcer, Storm, Jason,
right.
Ghost, Poba, the rest of BSV. You feel me? It goes down the line.
Right.
You feel me? I always give back to who I learned from when it comes to the knowledge of. So, here's the thing. I know how to explain myself, but not to explain myself as a flexer. Why? Because I will always say, people will be like, yo, Stickz, you get low. I will always say, I don't do it like Reem. I don't do it like Slick. I don't do it like Sage.
Yeah.
You feel me? I started off that way. Even Havoc. I don't do it the way they do it.
Yeah.
When I tried it, I hurt myself. So I found a different direction. So instead of being get low, let me figure out how to manipulate the floor.
Yeah.
So it's still me living in my mind as a mover. Whatever I do up top, learn to do it at the bottom.
Right.
So it's like, if I could have all this groove, this flow, this swag up top, let me teach myself that at the bottom. And that's what made it translate into something different. Which is why I say me and Storm have our own lane when it comes to floor, because Storm don't get low like that neither.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
You understand? So, damn, it's a lot. I don't wanna.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So boom, right?
Yeah. I don't wanna get too deep. That's what Doc told me earlier. Don't get too deep. So yeah, let me.
I got the manual pulled up, and I think looking at it, it's a good manual. It's a good outline. It's a good thesis to start off
for Gen Z.
Right
there you go.
For a fact, I think so too. For the newer generation that's up and coming, listen, when it comes to, no, I'm gonna get this out of the way now.
Yeah.
I've been seeing the word cult used on both sides, and here's my thing, right? Ever since this 7M shit came out,
I just want to say that.
Ever since this 7M shit came out, niggas have been, for the past 3 years, people have been on a rampage of taking words that really mean some serious shit and just using it for the sake of trying to get people to look at them for using the word. Everything is not a cult. Everything is not diabolical. Everything is not whatever the hell y'all want. Everything is not that. So here's the difference, right, that I formulate between cult and culture. The difference is the time of inception. If you believe something for long enough, it can become culture. But when it's new to everyone and you have a very strong following, it can look like
culty.
It can look like a cult, right?
So you understand me.
Bro, trust.
Okay.
I get it.
Thank you.
Bro, I
so
get you.
I'm not trying to attack anybody. If you feel like you attack, bro, I ain't attacking you. It's what I'm calling it. What I'm calling it because how I'm seeing it. You feel me? That's how I'm seeing it. That's all it is. You know me already. You know me and you have a good relationship with each other, but we ain't speaking in a while because I told you about yourself. Ever since that, all this weird stuff started going on. So I can understand that your key came from watching Crump Inc., but you know I know what's up. You feel me? Then again, let me not get too deep. Because that's a whole total
About to
conversation
say
that you said.
Yeah, that's not a FlexN Manual conversation,
Right.
and it's not a FlexN Global conversation.
Right.
I think. What was the move called that you had an issue with? There was a move in here or a terminology that was used that you had an issue with.
I ain't never heard none of the OGs say nothing of snake charm
All
from
right.
the beginning of time
Fuck
when I
it.
started this shit.
I'll argue with you. What is the lock to say this looks weird because of this? What made that switch go off of you?
What do you mean?
Because when you see no OG use the term snake charmer, where would that term come from?
Me. Like, you gotta break it down more.
Okay, bet. So boom, right? When I think of a snake charmer's movement, your identification was serpent.
Yep.
Snake charmer being something that would have
The control over the serpent. Over the cobra. Well,
something that would have predated the serpent character, because that movement is something that is just an association with an image that we've seen for eons. So when I look at that, boom, the duality in my brain works a different way because I argue with myself on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. So I immediately snake charm. I could see why he might not like that, but I also could totally understand a snake charmer's movements. Not only is the snake moving side to side, it's following the woodwind instrument that's moving it. And that's how niggas been moving. And then also, again, how many niggas have you seen do that fake BSV? How many niggas have you seen do that over the past 12 years?
Niggas can't do it right.
How many niggas learned from you or anybody else under the tree to do it?
Nobody ain't learned from me directly.
Now, how many niggas have you seen do it?
A lot.
Let's put a name to it.
You don't want me to put a name,
bro. We could easily just put snake charmer, because I can see this is what they're trying to imitate, and that is what that look like.
The person I'm getting ready to battle soon. Let's use him as an example.
No, he just a new victim. That's it. If you just talking about that specific movement, he's just an example of something that has existed before. Bro, there's millennials that were copying that movement.
Yeah. So look.
I love how we just adopted the generational term. This fits. We sticking with this.
Right?
We sticking with this.
Look, I stay quiet for a reason.
Right.
You feel me? So when it comes to that, what was it again? The alluring movement, that because it's alluring.
Yeah.
Go back and tell me how many people you see that has that. Overall.
That's a good point. So
only a few of us that really translate to the alluring of movement. But if you go to sit here and do this, how you go to allure that? If you ain't put no signs, so you make it make sense.
Oh, okay, I got you. I'm making it make sense right now.
All right.
You're speaking on a level of execution versus an identification. Yes, you do it the best, nigga.
I'm not saying that.
And not only that, anybody associated with the original format of what made the texture of what it is to look like how it looked like.
Right.
I understand. And I think more so of an issue of the credit.
Something else. Just
the crediting as well, along with that, because if the conversations are had to where it's like this move right here, I see these people try to copy it, I see these people try to copy it. This shit is literally FlexN 101. If you ever taken a 101 course at any school, whatever, you start in first year of college doing 9th grade math if you take Algebra 101. So it almost seems like college is easier at the start of it until you get to the 4th year. Right. This is 101. So if you see this movement, this is a snake charmer movement. And as soon as you try to do that, hey, what's that? Here's a video of the proper version of it. And everyone from you being a boomer all the way down to Gen Z recently everyone has been trying to imitate the texture of this movement. You learn here, you'll be able to get a better understanding of it. There has been this notion that dancehall and bruck-up have been attempted to be eliminated as the elements. That's not true. If you read the manual, which me and you both have, there's homage clearly paid, but to the point of expansion, it doesn't make sense to have to expand a style by trying to get newcomers to learn two styles before learning the one that they want to see. Just for the sake of expansion. Now, if we're talking about getting nice and battling and doing certain things, yes, you should go by the book. But for the people that just want to learn it, this shit could be a workout. My sister she's a master instructor for fitness, and she does dance classes. If my sister wanted to do a flexing portion of her class, she could use this manual. Right? Just in the sense of exercise. Right. So therefore, I think the expansion of just thinking beyond where everyone immediately tried to group it to, mainly because of the author and the person that he's represented for the majority of people in the flexing community. As soon as you hear about Adisa, whenever niggas think about people that support all the y'all weirdos, y'all his fans, all this, that, and the third, all of the other shit that goes on, that has more to do with him and his contribution or lack thereof in the flexing culture, while having this flexing identifier and having this aura about him to other people that some people do take kind of offense to, and take offense to maybe how he carries himself with certain things. Again, Adisa will tell you all the ways that he's misstepped in the past and the ways that he's felt like he's done things correctly. All in any spectrum or whatever the fuck. But this, to me, is aside from that. It solely has to do with the expansion and growth of not the style of flexing, but the introduction of flexing worldwide, because it irritates me that we see b-boying in the Olympics, and then I see a movement of people saying, oh yeah, well yeah, street dance styles need a style in the Olympics. The only street dance style that will hold up in the Olympics is crump. There is no other street dance style that we need to see. Crumping in, well no, I can't even say juking, but juking is damn near at a point to where it's about to surpass flexing as far as growth and global reach.
And not for nothing, I'm not gonna go and put names, but when I be talking to some of my dogs, they know I love juking.
Right.
I love gangster walking.
Right.
Let me just say that I love gangster walking, and I learned to grow to love juking, but I love the originality of what it was.
Yeah.
Gangster walking.
Yeah.
You understand? So when I talk to some of the homies back home, and I be telling them like, yo, this nigga is fire, bro. They be like, nah, this nigga is trash. Like, he wanna hang with me in a battle. And I'm like, why do y'all think that way? Like,
facts.
It's like, yo, no, in my head, it's like, why you think that way? Because if they battling each other, they learning how to battle each other to learn how to battle outside energies.
Right.
You feel me? Just like a bruck-up dancer versus a bruck-up dancer.
Yeah.
A flexer versus a flexer.
Right.
You're learning how to have war with each other, to go outside of your culture and war with other cultures. You feel me? To have that language, that battle language.
Yeah.
Or networking. See how I did that?
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Right.
100%. I when you see, again, I think a huge issue, which is something that I discovered in my retirement, I contributed to a culture that more so was obsessed with the idea of greatness and having to apply that greatness as soon as you see something dance. That's toxic. It's toxic as fuck, because dance is something that existed far beyond whatever styles we like to think of, whatever events, whatever battles, whatever the hell. I know Adisa has made this point multiple times. Whenever you see someone b-boying, you never hear someone who wants to learn how to b-boy tell their student to go take martial arts. My point, and the side that I sat on for years, was, yeah, that's true, but I'm not going to teach that nigga, because I know if you are disciplined with martial arts and you know a martial arts, you will be nice with b-boying.
Right.
If you learn how to clown, you will get nicer with crumping, because you'll automatically have a cheat code that a lot of people don't have. There's a lot of niggas crumping that don't have rhythm. There's a lot of niggas dancing, period, that don't have rhythm, and it's because they're removing the rhythm from the style.
Right.
The same niggas have been running around doing the same 4 dance hall moves for 5 years, and they still have no rhythm in their flexing. So, like, when
We're not
we
calling no names.
I'm about to say when we, bro, it's so many people, and when we speak about shit like that, you remove the rhythm from dancing. You're not doing. But again, I have to remove myself and be honest with myself. This is what makes dance unenjoyable because I'm looking for something to not enjoy. When instead, the only thing that irritates me about a lot of these dance videos, hey, my nigga, how many of y'all gonna go to Times Square and interrupt everybody's shit by doing a video? Walk up the steps and walk down the steps. Go get you a hot dog and go home, bro. Like, but again, they're there to have fun. They're there to dance. They learning these different moves. This person, Kai can bone break. Like you feel me? Like, it's just so random where we see certain things. Bringing back the enjoyment and fulfillment of dance, to me, is more so outside of the street styles. People from the street style just so happen to be teaching that to people, and certain people can't remove the idea of competition from it. Mm-hmm. I think that's the unhealthy part. Also the unhealthy part, pardon me. The attachment of thinking that, yo, you gotta be from the street. No one has said that.
Can I say that?
I got you.
Please. No, let me say it.
This plays into the timeline. I'm gonna swing the ball to you in a second.
All right.
When Virginia flexing that first became a thing, we walked around with the idea that there wasn't a lot of approval of us doing the style because it seemed like there was an issue with us just doing the style. This was 2014, I can say. 2014, early 2015. Mind you, I had started learning during that time. And one thing that one of Adisa's original visions, this is outside of any associations or anything. This was me and Adisa having hours worth of conversations over the phone. There is an unhealthy attachment to certain things that Adisa wanted to separate from, because when Adisa is trying to teach a look and trying to teach a feel, Virginia niggas not getting it. And then he made sense of it. Hey, that's just not where they from. I can't teach a look and a feel that don't relate to the people out here. So let me take advantage of what's out here and elaborate on what I could do. Hey, niggas out here be happy as hell for no reason. That Southern hospitality shit be kind of real sometimes. When you go to New York, straight to and from my destination, get out my way. I'm not trying to talk to nobody unless I know you, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. That's not out here. So instead of me trying to teach people to be from New York, how about I teach Virginia people how to be themselves within the style? Boom. Made mad sense. Here come the New World flexing. I come out, K come out, Gravity come out, a Johnny, you feel me? And we nice. And we have our own delineations and interpretation of the style in which Virginia flexing was never denied. We just had to earn our stripes. It was that simple. And once we earned them, we were welcome just as anybody else was. You go if Special K goes to New York, niggas ain't looking at him like a Virginia flexer. They look at him as Special K. If I go to New York, Virginia flex, no, that's Majin right there. Plug. But when you see these people go from here to there who have been in the field, who have earned their stripes, and have participated in culture, right? And have participated in things, multiple things, you do get that acknowledgement to a degree. Now, are they going to acknowledge you the same way that they do their people? No, you shouldn't expect that. We learned that from racism. You shouldn't expect to be treated the same exact way in a completely different environment than the environment that you came from. That's stupid to expect that. But the automatic thinking of they don't like it because you got to be from the hood and you got to experience this pain. Y'all niggas sound like Karen ass white people when y'all say shit like that. It irritates me. And if it irritates me as somebody who is more than reasonable than a lot of other people, like me and Stickz having this conversation, he has a direct correlation to something that he could have an issue with in the book. I'm still willing to be able to be reasonable with him. The fact that shit, I looked at that shit and was like, ew, come on now. No, that's not what we finna do to start off. That's not what it is. That's honestly not what it is. Let's not do that. Because we already had this fight 10 years ago. 9 years ago. Had the same exact fight and had the same exact argument just to be shown, oh, if you put in work, it's okay. I went to New York multiple times. I have wins in 5 different states. I've already done, and then once you see that, it's like, oh, I had my heckling process. For sure I did. Niggas didn't fuck with me when of course. But when I kept going and I got better and I stayed consistent and I got nicer, I got recognition. Now, that's not how me and him got cool. Me and him got cool because we became cool as people. But everybody else who doesn't fit the description that me and Stickz shared.
He learned me as a person before trying to get to know me as the dancer. He learned the dancer second. And that was way later.
I don't think we've labbed twice.
Yeah.
And one of those times was after your accident.
Yeah.
So technically I was labbing you.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like that's again, that's
or really 3 times, because it's the one time with me and Mikey. No, you sparred with me that day.
Yeah.
It really is. Because it's me, you, and EC. Yeah, it was me, you, EC, and Spirit.
But that wasn't me. They paid for your course and they was learning from you.
Yeah.
And I was just there.
So when was the actual first time? The
Damn.
crib. Your house.
Was it?
I think it was the crib.
Damn.
When Captain Dice was around.
Did we lab it? I remember we was just clowning with Hollow.
No, well, me and you was labbing on the Manjin shit.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Good 2 times.
Really?
But anyway, that's a sidebar. But yeah, I'll swing it to you because I just wanted to point out that that's nasty, and we already had that fight 10 years ago to that whole gotta be from the hood. Stop that. Please stop doing that. That is cringe as hell, bro. New York niggas and Virginia niggas who done already went through this fight, look at that and just be like, okay, this is where the vulturism sounds synonymous to what's going on. And I know everything that's in this manual has nothing to do with vulturehood. But when you have something like that following it, nah, that looks nasty. That smell like mildew. Don't do that. Y'all can have really good progress. Mm-hmm. Don't stun it by doing stupid shit to follow up with a smart idea. I could credit it being a smart idea. I don't care who I'm sitting in front of, whether they disagree with me or agree with me. I can say that this is a smart idea because ideas know no emotions. They're just ideas. Right. Whether they affect somebody emotionally or not, totally on the person that's receiving it. But for the idea, it is purely just what it is, an idea. Go ahead, bro.
Right. So, just to start it off, for anybody from the towns that's saying that or still saying it, yeah, stop. I'm going to just say it like that. For anybody that has not been saying it, but the people that are listening are misinterpreting the words that are being said. We're not telling you to be street. We're telling you to grow tough skin.
Facts.
When you got to earn your stripes and you got to go through that heckling, that's building your tough skin. I ain't telling you to be a gangster. I'm not no gangster. I ain't no punk neither, but I don't bang. You understand? I know street people, but I'm not in the streets. But I have tough skin to be a battler. You understand? Let's talk about it. Let's remove dance. Let's talk rap. Rap was made in New York, right?
Facts.
Well, all these other states got influence off of rap that was made in New York, right?
Facts.
What all these other states had to do? Yeah, they was getting heckled doing their own thing in their own town, right? But what made them get they real stripes? They went to New York in front of the real dons and spit they shit and earned their stripes. Whether if they was liked or disliked. You went out there and you kept going and niggas heard your name. They understood who you are because you kept going. You see, this is my thing with Adisa, with bro. I feel like that's his fight. You can't deal with the heckling. You don't have tough skin. Yeah, you might have did battles and stuff. You did street battles. I'm not saying you have to do a battle fest. Did you do a King's Arena? Did you do an OTG? These are little like underground stuff that you could come to and put in your stripes.
Yeah. Just
like how you had to test the mic out here. You had people from New York come and do their thing. It's not saying, yeah, they come into VA to rep their stripes. Nah, they come to VA to show y'all something. To show y'all like, yeah, this is what we do in our city, but knowing that he's trying to start something new out here, let me bring the actual energy here so y'all can understand. Because maybe me trying to teach y'all not getting it. So if I bring different personalities out, y'all will get it faster. But as for him, as for his role, and for anybody else that's going to follow, I'm going to say it like this. You got to go through that heckling process to build that tough skin. And I feel like that's why all the other stuff that he's trying to take out of it is why he's taking out of it. Because you don't want to go through the process of building your tough skin. You want to do it elsewhere. Like
taking what out of it? Expand on that.
Like, what's really so negative about flexing when you really think about it?
I mean, that's fair.
What's really negative about it?
I'll say it's just the people. Really, just the people that it applies to. I'll be more specific.
Yeah. So so in that sense, what is negative about it?
I see what you mean.
Besides what you don't like.
I see what you mean.
That you don't want to go through because you saying you don't have to do it. So you lead this road on your own. This is why you face this backlash. Because you said, I don't have to do what this man tells. Of course you don't. So this is why you don't get your stripes. But you saying the OG said you earn your stripes by doing it this way. For a lot of us, that's new minded thinking. No, you still got, for the rest of us, you still got to put in your stripes. I don't care if you made a manual. You still have to battle. And I'm not talking about you pick who you battle. You still got to battle. I don't care if you battle Geo. I don't care if you battle. You got to battle.
Ain't no expiration date on that thinking, though?
It's no. To me, no, it's no inspiration. No expiration on that date. Because it's how I came up. Why would I change that?
It ain't that you got to change it. I think the same way with everything, because just like your earlier point, which was a beautiful point about hip-hop.
Like, here go.
You got to update the rule. You got to update the game plan at some point in time.
So, hold up. So, I learned gangster walking, right?
Right.
Put my own flavor on it. But I still need to earn their respect. You don't think I'm not going to get that unless if I go to Memphis?
Well, that's because, again, from that cloth in which you cut from, that does apply. That is how you apply it, and that is how you've grown to the level that you at now. Right? To be fair. When it comes to something outside of that, me personally, to add on to your hip hop point, only in New York, California, and in Texas, and maybe even Florida, can you make hundreds of thousands or $1 million off of hip hop and not be heard anywhere outside of your state? Because now in New York, the labels are dying now. All the labels used to be either in New York or in LA, but New York is the Mecca. So everyone wanted approval from the Mecca. But when you get older and things start expanding more, the expansion means we don't have to go to you for the root anymore, because the root has pollinated into other areas. So
like
therefore,
Atlanta became one of the
Meccas for
one of the Meccas.
Exactly.
Right.
So in this instance, Adisa would be one of the results of a pollination of migration.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be from the root of NY. Same way I'm not from the root of NY, but I grew up a competitor. Mm-hmm. So I grew up an athlete, so I understand your way of thinking, because
you understand. I can't change that, bro.
The tough skin point, I had that early, because I'm a person who I could talk shit when I battle. I can talk shit when I play basketball. I can talk shit when I play football. I can talk shit doing anything. I stopped talking shit because I realized everybody else
wasn't shit talkers.
You feel me? So
but you have people.
I became quiet.
Yeah. So look. But then you have people like me. I'm not a shit talker. My work go talk for me.
Right. But you understand too.
Yeah.
Right. Again, there are people who, coming from the era that you come from, and with me having the understanding that I have, you don't want to be the first person to talk. But if someone start talking, you have to understand that it's fair game.
It's fair. Yeah, it's fair.
And game. Especially if that person that start talking start whooping your ass, you need to do something.
Yeah.
Maybe you might need to throw them off their game, whatever. But being that I know everybody don't come from that, I would say that I had to evolve my way of teaching because of my understanding for what is to come, changing for what I came from. Mm-hmm. So in this regard, bro, Adisa been doing this shit for longer than me, and if I would have kept going today, this year, shout out Adisa again, would have been my 10-year anniversary of being a flexer. Mm-hmm. The nigga was doing it years before me, NSK and all. You feel like he been doing that since before me, bro. 15 years in, my nigga. 13 years in. I'm not finna keep looking for. I want to update that rule, and if he ends up having to be the sacrificial lamb for it, he signed up for that. I ain't gonna front. You know, he did sign up for it, so he gonna have to go through it.
The rule changed. He already said
it's gonna be called it's gonna be called the Adisa rule.
Look. Yeah, we gonna call it the Adisa rule.
Where you don't want battle in New York.
No, we gonna call it the Adisa rule that was sanctioned by Rocky, Tafari, and everybody else that he said was sanctioned by.
Damn. I mean, again,
look, I got respect. I got respect for my elders, but I ain't learned from a lot of y'all. Be honest. I'm not saying it with no disrespect. A lot of y'all talked to me and gave me some knowledge, but I can only give that credit to only so much. Jason, Reg, Marty, most of all, Don. Those are the only four I can give back to. The rest, I can't really give y'all anything because I wasn't a popping factor for some of y'all. 1. 2, a lot of y'all didn't like my style that I was coming up and formulating at the time. And then when it became something, that's when, yo. I don't care for none of that. So that rule, everything this new stuff that I'm hearing, that only applies with that man. Because when I was coming up, my bad, I forgot Nugs. Nugs taught me how to have tough skin. Because he was talking shit and whooping your ass. And if you ain't do nothing about it, you just got your ass whooped. And got your ass cut.
Man.
So you have to build your tough skin going through the road. So that rule only applies to this man and whoever wants to follow it.
And
I'm a contender, I'm a fighter, and I'm gonna always live that way. I'm an athlete, baby.
And if ain't nobody saying it, I'll be the first one to say it. Ain't nothing wrong with that lane because
it's not.
Because again,
it's not mine.
If we exactly right, if we understand what it is, we all do serve a different purpose, and we all decide to pursue different pathways, even if something may diverge from a similar origin. When you hit that fork in the road, before there was no different forks. It was just this. It was a pipeline that goes straight to this. This is the fork in the road that a lot of people have hid behind because there are a lot of people who want participation without participating. I don't group him in that exact category, but me and Sticky both know there are a lot of people that do fit in that category. Because unlike them, he is the reason why, honestly, he the reason why me and you cool. He's the reason why me and you are family, because although I'm the person that I am, I wouldn't have known you without him. Mikey wouldn't have been able to stay at my crib for over a month, and I love him to death, man. Mikey's still my brother.
Look,
I wouldn't have gotten to know Mikey if it wasn't for that.
You remember the first time I pulled up?
Bro, I remember. Honestly, the very first time I seen you, you might have had an attitude because niggas didn't mention that you were going to be there, and you were just upset. Yo, why you ain't tell them? Like,
Nah. I was upset because I was only looking forward to either just seeing you and Adisa, not everybody else.
Oh, that part. I discussed that on the last episode. Yeah.
You feel me?
That's a common story. The whole hoarding dancers thing, I addressed that on the last episode. You heard it from him himself. A lot of people did feel like that. And then after a while, if it wasn't me, Adisa, or Chico, niggas wasn't really trying to see nobody. K was one of the few exceptions of people that everyone was willing to see because he was little bro. You feel me? He was.
And Lil Bro didn't always want to dance. And when he knew it was dance time, it was dance time.
For a fact.
But I'm a human being, dog.
Facts.
Like, as much as I say, yo, I'm an athlete and I do this, treat me like a human being too. Learn me as a human being. And that's where a lot of y'all go wrong when y'all want to learn from these teachers of y'all going to. Y'all don't learn them as a human being. Y'all learn them as a dancer first. And that's why... I'm gonna leave that alone.
And now this section
I'm gonna leave that alone.
This section right here of the new generation, we could close out with this crop of new generation dancers that are gonna come in with that understanding can now just learn the dance and still feel like they've been able to successfully compartmentalize their human side away from the dance of it because they can just appreciate the face value. To me, that is what's going to take flexing far, maybe not as in-depth as people would like it. But it is going to help it expand a bit more because you now have created a 101. The original 101, I still got the diagram on my phone. The original 101, dancehall plus Bruck Up plus Flex in Brooklyn equals flexing. Then you got each style. And you got the pioneer of each style. Then you got the conclusion at the bottom. That being someone's introduction who only wants to learn the style at face value, it immediately removes the enjoyment from just doing something that some people look happy doing. Whenever y'all just showcasing, some of y'all really look like y'all enjoying yourselves. Right?
Yeah.
Y'all are able to visually express however it is that y'all feel. And someone wants to be able to do a variation of it.
And this is what I wanted to say, going back to the real quick to the whole tough skin situation and not having to be a street person. Struggle everywhere is the same. So you couldn't teach your people what struggle feel like.
Struggle is struggle.
Struggle is struggle. Whether if I live in a different state or not. I could teach you how to dance through struggle. Because a lot of us was dancing through struggle. Not we was just dancing because we were gangsters. We was dancing to get away. Yeah, the gangsters dancing to get away from the street shit. And then the people that's lives is crumbling is dancing to get away from their struggle. And all in all of this, you have to have tough skin. Or you gonna crash out and kill yourself. Mental health.
You don't think there's a level of that in this era, again, we TikToking now, there has to be a dissociation from that for the people that see it at face value. To the extent that other niggas was trying to go to, don't agree. But for the start of it, they see your struggle. A lot of niggas can't relate to struggle. Again, that struggle allows you access to a different level of mindset to be able to even process what you finna do. It's a level of insanity damn near that you have to put yourself through in order to create a beautiful picture. The majority of motherfuckers don't have access to that. Teaching it now removes that and just gives you, which can be toxic in this way, but it gives you the move. It don't provide the feel no more. And I know we like to look for the feel, But, okay, maybe a hot take. Everyone trying to teach the field watered down the field. Everyone trying to teach, yo, this struggle that I learned, I can now project it through my movements and this, that, and the third. It made more niggas look stupid than look like they feel the style.
Because this is why. They teaching that the struggle is the same, knowing that struggle is the same in everywhere around, but it's still different.
Okay.
That's the message.
I say expand on that part right there.
So for the people that still can't relate, you still go through some type of struggle. It don't have to be you poor. It don't have to always be that. It don't always have to be let's just say poverty. Let's just keep it at poverty. It don't always have to lead to poverty. It could be like you don't make good friends. You're always getting bullied. That's struggles too. You feel me? How could you turn that into art? I've seen people turn shit like that into art. You feel me? So it's like, learn how to break down different struggles, but letting them know the energy of it is the same. It's different, but the energy is the same. It's always going to be the same.
The energy is the same if the feeling is authentic.
Yes.
So
because it comes from you.
So boom, now that I hear you, I can tell the camera. So what you saying is, when people say feeling, they're only basically trying to translate the fact that it's an outlet. We're not telling you to struggle, but we are saying that the reason why I look like this is because this is my outlet.
Yes. So find your outlet.
There we go.
Figure out what your outlet is. I'm not telling you to follow my outlet. This is what works for me. This is my niche. But if this is what you like, I'm gonna explain to you. This is how I got here. A lot of people can't really explain. And I look, like you said, when Adisa was trying to do it, he was very young. Probably in today's time, if he had to do it over again, I know he could do it properly now.
Facts. We all would.
Yeah.
For a fact.
You understand? Because it's all about dissecting.
Yeah.
It's all about breaking it down. If you really want to break it down and get to the nitty-gritty, do it properly. Stop rushing. Like this, like if he's saying he put his own foot in his mouth, it's because you rushed.
Yeah, that is what he said. He rushed. Yeah.
You rushed. You feel me? That's all it is. I don't have no problem with it. You giving back. If you giving back, you giving back.
Right.
You feel me? Not all that information in there coincides and resonates with me. But if it works, if he's saying it works for the new people that is coming in,
right,
it works for them.
But I say then he's specifying it may not work for you, but it's not for you.
Yes.
Right.
That I understand.
There we go.
That's it.
There we go. I feel like that's a perfect way to close out that topic because we got a couple of brief things. Durk got arrested. He got pulled up by the feds. I'm a double check these charges to see what they are. I was gonna say thug first, but excuse me. But Durk did happen first. So he was arrested for murder for hire. One thing that I've been kind of happy about seeing is that there are more people acknowledging now the humanity behind these rappers, in which before there's an immediate association of, see, this is that hip hop shit, in which I can tell you as a rapper who knows a bunch of other rappers and who have seen, especially a lot of these documentaries that come out about these other rappers, these niggas have never done a killing or been around a killing, but they can rap they ass off and tell somebody else's story. Yep. I don't know how many times J. Cole did a gun bar or this, that, and the third, and he'd be the first to tell you that he not that type of person. He not shooting a gun, but he's the best rapper, arguably, that we got right now. And he may have seen a couple of messed up things, but he ain't never lived that. Again, hip-hop was not, kind of what we just talked about, hip-hop was not the struggle. It was just the result.
Yep.
So again, when we look at why are we here from here, the result of this leads to that.
And Wallow been trying to tell these dudes since
Wallow
he came
has
home.
been
Since Wallow came home, shout outs to they podcast, $1 Million Worth of Game.
For a fact.
But Wallow been, before they did the podcast, Wallow been doing it in his Instagram stories. He's been doing it.
Facts.
He been trying to get all these the street rappers that really are about it.
Yeah.
He know they about it because he lived it and he did the time.
Yeah.
He's trying to save them from going in there like, yo, you're older. Like, you're older. You're not going to see the rest of your life if you ever get caught up. He's telling them that. He was like, you're going to be in there living at my age.
Facts.
I am blessed to be out.
Facts.
To give y'all this knowledge. And I seen the interviews. I seen past interviews that they were sharing. Like, yo, Wallow was trying to tell them.
Bro,
and
it's crazy,
they
bro.
Sitting like,
in
chuckling like,
in
yeah,
there with
old
25 niggas in the room.
And then chuckling and like, yeah, old dude just scared. But nah, he not scared. He telling y'all some real stuff. Breaking down in front of y'all, tearing up and sharing realism with y'all. Y'all just ha ha kiki. So when I seen that with Durk, I was like, it was about his time, man. No. I mean, nothing against Durk, y'all. You know, music. You know, I bumped some of them, not all of them, because I'm not too much on the violence. I don't do the whole drill killing and all of that. But you know, some songs I could tolerate, not all of them. But like, yeah, that murder for hire, dude. You know, you was gonna get caught up some way somehow, like. And that's all Wallow is saying. The stuff that, if y'all making all this money, why y'all still doing this street stuff?
And from speculation that I had seen, the new generations are much more affected by the words of others in social media and so on and so forth. When Vaughn passed away, a bone to pick with Durk, with everybody who just wanted to get under his skin was, why you not riding for Vaughn? Why the person that killed Vaughn still alive? Why he this? Why he that? And to some people's interpretation, some of that music that he would release eventually was hinting that we already took care of that. Like, if we putting stuff like this in the music to try to get certain people to shut the hell up.
Y'all ain't learned from Bobby? Y'all ain't learned from Bobby Shmurda? I guess they didn't. Y'all ain't learned from Bobby Shmurda?
Bro, I don't think
I don't think they learned from Bobby. So.
Bobby, Melly, Thug. Thug has been on trial for literally almost 3 years, and he just came home
on a 15 plea deal, probation.
Right, and they didn't do nothing but try him for shit he said in his music, which was supposed to be illegal, but they changed that because they want to start taking all this shit off the street. Because now it's too many people getting out of hand with putting murder business literally on songs. So
all New York drill rappers, stop. Please.
Yeah, these Fed cases getting passed out like Halloween candy.
Y'all got y'all influence from Chicago, but please stop. Stop. A lot of y'all are getting yourself caught up, New York. Chill out.
There's people. I've been seeing people beefing on YouTube and they drill rappers and smoking on. Listen, again, music is music to whoever make it. If we need to bring back rapping about somebody else's life, let's do that. Let's bring back lying. Let's bring that back. Too many of y'all was too invested in that Drake T and the Kendrick T from the Drake and Kendrick beef.
Let's bring back lying.
I like the lies.
I like the lies.
Drake lied. Kendrick lied. We like lies.
We like lies.
Let's keep. I know Joe Budden said the same thing. I also was on the side of this bullshit of just because this person said it and it's not true, it doesn't lend credibility to it. Sometimes that's the case because it only has to do with the delivery of the artist. If the artist makes it believable and it sounds believable, we lit. But if it's not even believable, that's what the actual knock is, not the fact that it's not true. If you understand hip hop, delivery along with you being able to market whatever it is that you're saying, is a part of the delivery. So it's not the fact that you can tell he did it, it's that you believed him when he said it. Even if it's not true, you get credit for the delivery of believability. That's what you get the credit for. You don't get credit for doing it. Why? Because you need to go to jail if you did the shit. It's that simple. Hip hop does not condone criminals. Hip hop condones what's the word? Rebellion. Hip hop condones a safe space for everyone to come to when they feel rejected from other parts of society. Unfortunately, accepting a bunch of rejects comes with this. Which is why every niche audience looks like this. Dance. We got a bunch of people in dance who were rejected from these other places. I couldn't dribble a basketball. I couldn't throw a football. I couldn't handle a tennis racket. I couldn't handle a baseball bat. I couldn't even run in a straight line, so I couldn't run track. But I can dance really nice.
I'm nice as a dancer, but I'm trash as a basketball player. Don't look at my height and think I'm nice. I tell everybody, I don't know one flip of bouncing the ball. I could just bounce the ball. Dredd and KJ was the ones that taught me how to shoot, but they know I'm not a ball player.
Shout out Dredd. I forgot
Shout
about
out to
that.
my brother Dredd. Dredd taught me how to shoot 3-pointer, boy.
For a fact. I remember that.
But I have been out of practice, but I'm not no ball player. You feel me? Like I was a track runner. That's the most I did with sports. Football, wanted to do it, but wasn't the size. When I was the size, I was lazy to do the work.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So it's like the stuff that I wanted to do, I wasn't. What's the word? Built for it.
That's fair. And
so I was more so. I had to build, like I guess, going to track and going through stuff like doing shot put, and then I'm learning. Okay, I could do these workouts versus what I was seeing them do with football. I was like, yeah, this is way more easy. I'll lose weight faster this way.
Yeah.
And I became a runner. Then doing shot put and all the power people shit. Because I became smaller.
Yeah. And with that, you get the understanding of sport and athletics.
Yeah. And discipline.
Right. So hip hop being a sport was true for an era. Dance being a sport was true for an era. Because you could go to New York and see everyone, as soon as you get finished dancing, everyone has something that they could do. Whether you playing ball, because I know people that hoop. Shout out Kels, you trash, but shout out you. Kels hoop, like the person who tell you they could hoop, and they be faking like they could hoop. He dribble like how you would dribble if I was sitting on the couch. But I think he beat me 1-on-1 just off of shock value. I ain't gonna hold you, but Kel's legit though. I ain't gonna hold you. Kel's legit. I'm messing with you, bro. But when you got people leaving the session, go play handball. When people leaving the session, I was surprised at how many people in New York actually play baseball. Like some of them leave from this function over here, go play baseball, go play soccer, go play handball, go play basketball, whatever the case may be. So flexing being more like a sport, even running track and field too. Flexing being more of a sport made sense for a certain period of time. Once you keep accepting people who felt rejected everywhere else but was nice here, that athletic factor and that sport factor dwindles away because the discipline dwindles away. So in hip-hop today, there is no sport discipline. The only discipline I know is rebellion. Mm-hmm. I'm loyal to going against the grain.
Right.
So now, the only human aspect that we see today is a bunch of people who wasn't over here, wasn't over there. They went to the life that accepted them, and they took whatever they had before with them into this life. That's one thing that you can't separate wherever you go, is you.
Yeah.
You can't separate you from you wherever you go. It always shows. So now we see this today in hip-hop, and everyone immediately tries to associate it with hip-hop, and it's not hip-hop.
It definitely is not hip-hop.
Hip-hop coming from poverty just happened to be a result of poverty, but poverty is not hip-hop anymore. Gang violence was never hip-hop. All of this extra shit, murder, killing, all of these things were around before hip-hop existed. We don't even got to speak about what Chicago was before hip hop existed. There are literally tunnels going blocks at a time. We ain't got to talk about it, but we all, even if you go on Discovery Channel, you figure out all of these different places, these mobster cities got all these tunnels underground where different mafia families can meet and transport shit. It's been around since before hip hop. So I want to wish everyone involved peace and blessings and prayers, because if Durk is innocent, he should be deemed innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just watched the man in Thug get proven guilty, or be guilty until proven innocent, for almost 2.5 to 3 years. He was being tried,
and they let him walk. So they ain't.
And
had
that
nothing.
lawyer whooped they ass.
They had nothing, and yo, for anybody,
He got kids.
I forgot who said. I think Trey the Truth said it. He said, "Yo, if y'all gonna do stuff, here's the difference between." He said, "Here's the difference between street niggas like Thug and street niggas like y'all. Thug got money. He could keep paying for his lawyer. His lawyer gonna get him out because he got the money. Y'all, a lot of y'all get yourself into trouble and don't have the money to get yourself out of trouble. So let's just hope."
Because hip hop money ain't real money.
It's not.
It's a loan. Unless you independent getting everything that it's a loan.
You feel me?
And a lot of these people are figuring it out the hard way.
I figured that my son Tory coming home soon, because that boy was independent and he was making every dollar. So I feel like my boy might come home.
He might come home soon, but he going to Canada.
He gonna go back. He ain't gonna mess with the States.
No, he deported.
Now. Oh.
Yeah, he ain't got to come back, really. Just put the music out. We gonna listen. But he deported because he wanted to be John Wick. I got to take the gun and empty the clip in the air because I got to keep him safe. I mean, what the hell you doing? It's illegal to do that here, bro. I know that shit look cool in the American movies, but that can't happen in L.A., bro. Like, again, for what he got persecuted for, and I think he's filing a suit on his lawyer, because apparently his lawyer had Rock Nation ties. His lawyer had Rock Nation ties and didn't divulge that information to him. So therefore, felt like if there's any tampering, then he deserves to be heard again and for him to be given a fair trial. But for the charges that were levied against him, it's probably a losing battle more than not. Just be quiet, play it cool, do the time, and just get home safe. I want everyone to get home safe.
That's the ending message.
Right. Just get home safe. Because we got one person who just came home safe. Want to clap it up. Young Thug is home. Young Thug is home. I don't want to be insensitive to any victims of the crimes that he was accused of. It's one thing I don't want to be. I don't want to come off insensitive to that. But as someone who was a father, he got a lady. He got family members that care about him, as well as his kids that care about him. He's home safe. He done did 2 years and some change. If everything the judges were hinting at, the judge that I know let him off was hinting that this whole case should have been over by now. Y'all have him, and he's sitting right here, but y'all are literally shitting the bed right now because he's about to walk. So if all this stuff that I got here right in front of me shows that he's guilty, all y'all are doing is making yourselves look worse and embarrassing the state of Georgia, because we trying him on a state level and y'all are wasting state money to not only keep him locked up, but to keep us going through these hearings every damn day. So
do he get money back or the state don't get money back? They wasted money on him.
The state just wasted all that money.
They wasted the money on him. See, when it comes to the law, I gotta refresh my mind.
Yeah.
Because I only know New York law, but when it comes to different state laws or just state overall, it
costs to keep the people in jail, and they kept them in there, and they kept having these court hearings.
So Thug had to pay that money to the lawyer, and they had to keep paying money to keep Thug inside a cell? That's crazy.
That money's different too.
Yo.
2 years, that money's different. And for Thug to be able to consist, that's different.
Thug got money.
That money different.
Thug got money. You gotta understand.
And the best lawyer.
Thug got money from when he first came out. Everything was hit after hit after hit after hit after hit, feature after feature after feature, banger after banger after banger after banger.
That's a fact.
He was spinning. Then the little controversy. Oh, he might be the new Wayne. Blew him up even more.
Facts. That is facts.
He got money. He know himself as an artist.
That is a fact.
As an artist. Now, all the other stuff, like the stuff that they talking about in the look, if there was any families, victims on the other opposite end that suffered.
This is devastating because now, if he's not guilty, the motherfucker still is out on the loose.
You understand? So I want to apologize for y'all not getting y'all victory.
For a fact.
You feel me? So I just want to say that first and lastly, because happy that Thug is home. You get to hear his music and stuff, but then the victim still don't get no outcome.
Now he got 15 years worth of probation that he got to serve, in which he can't go to Atlanta, hang out with anybody, or be around anyone that's in a gang.
Ain't he from Atlanta?
Or a gang affiliate. He can't talk about any of those things in his music. He can't talk about gang related shit in his music. Or I don't want to say any criminal, anything that could make him be looked at as a criminal or incriminating things. I don't think that was the case, but I think that was kind of what was hinted to. Do you think he makes it 15 years?
So he could talk about drugs and everything else, but just not gang related stuff?
I'm not sure if he could talk. I honestly don't know. Like I'm not 100% clear on it.
Like, so how is he going to make his music?
I mean, I would like to think bro is talented enough.
What if he's just making up a story? Like, that's what hip hop is. Like you said, some people that don't live the actual life is telling another nigga story. So what if he goes that route and is like, okay, I'm not hanging around none of these guys, but I'm telling stories, not my stories, but I'm telling other niggas stories.
That's gonna be tough. But again, the plea that he agreed to is whatever he gonna have to abide by.
That's 15 years, dang.
And then I think he gotta serve the rest of it locked if he violates it. So I personally, I'm gonna look on the brighter side of it. I think being that he is a hit maker, like a legit hit maker, I could see him doing that and him just evolving his sound. Like I really think he could do that.
Oh, I know what's gonna happen. Cause he already played in that era. He gonna go pop. That's what's gonna happen.
I can see that.
He gonna go pop.
I can see that. Or I mean, shoot, he could even bring back the sound that he helped. Well, the sound that he cultivated from his inspiration from Wayne, he could bring that original sound back and just apply a different formula to it, because that sound don't really exist in that same manner outside of him. Him and Future are Magic different. And Bird with that shit. Like,
I don't even know what to call. Well, I know for Future, he called his stuff the astronaut flow. That's what it was being called. Thug, I don't know what to call his.
Yeah, I don't know what to call that either.
You feel me? I don't know what to call his joint, but it is something like, why give a little bit of Wayne, but it's him.
Yeah, for a fact.
You feel me?
That's that evolution. That's that next generation. I can't say passing the torch, because that whole situation in which how it happened was crazy, but how that evolved into that, yeah, I could definitely say that. It sounds like this, but this is him, and he made it. You could see the inspiration at first, but then he eventually turned it into, this is the Thug sound. This is what Young Thug music sound like. This is what this sound like. But yeah, I think he can make it. I'm not even going to go on the tangent of talking about probation is just a trap for you to go back into Because there's two sides of it. Yes, it's a trap. Because you got caught in the first place. So stay your ass out of trouble. You ain't got to worry about no probation. But also, it is a trap for the people who... I'm waiting on you to jaywalk. So I can throw your ass back in.
No.
I'm waiting for you to smell like weed.
Because they gonna be on him. Like, I don't... What? He can't smoke weed or something?
I'm honestly not sure. I'm guessing he just can't break no laws. So if I go somewhere where weed is legal, recreationally, and I smoke, I'm not doing nothing illegal. I'm not breaking the law. So go to... I would just
as
say,
long as he's not breaking the law.
Yes,
let's
literally.
Say that. All right,
literally.
Cool. Literally. All right.
Hey, let's go somewhere to one of these hippie towns and just live, where they don't give a damn about nothing as long as you're not disturbing nobody.
Right.
Let's just do that and then just live beautifully until the end of the probation. But I know he sent out a tweet that went viral of him saying
yeah, because
that rat tweet.
Yeah, I did it. So could you tell me, because
I got
Shane,
you. I'm about to pull it up right now.
I seen Shane made a post. My boy Shane, shout out to my boy Chopper, man.
Shout out to you, buddy.
He said, he was like now that Thug cleared up the Gunna situation, now I'm gonna go. He's a real street nigga, and he lived by that protocol. Look, I don't deal with the rat stuff, so. If this is what is being said, until this person speaks, I'm not saying he a rat, but I'm not gonna listen to his stuff.
Now he said, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats, Peter." That's what he said. Let's drop one on these rats. So, one of his requests was to be able to make music with Gunna. That was one of his requests. So everyone immediately was like, yo, everybody owe Gunna an apology. This, that, and the third. 13 hours ago, he puts out that tweet.
I didn't know about that. I was probably asleep.
Yeah. So now, I'm going to let you see that tweet.
13 hours ago.
So
where was I at 13 hours ago?
This is a very mixed message. And if you just want to interpret it, because I love the aspect of hip hop and art being interpretation. This one, I'm not sure if this lines up with that, because you specifically say, hey, this is this. Or you specifically say, I want to be able to have contact with my family, my brother, like my blood brother, and Gunna. I want to be able to make music with him. So if you ask for that and then say that, are you insinuating that somebody else is ratting? Are you insinuating that that maybe it was Gunna that was doing the ratting?
I don't know how to go about that now.
It's tough. I mean,
damn. It's like,
I'm just waiting to hear the first song. For real, I just want to hear the music.
So when he said when he made the request to do a song with Gunna, this was months ago?
Oh, that was a part of the plea deal.
That was a part of the plea deal.
Mm-hmm. He requested to be able to make music with Gunna. His mind work like I don't even know how his mind is working on a totally different plane.
I really think if that's a part of the plea deal, yeah, I really think that's him saying Gunna ain't the rat, it's somebody else. If
I can see that.
Reading that message now. Because why would you take doing music with Gunna in your plea deal?
Because I don't know who Wham is.
If people saying he ratted on you.
Yeah. I don't know who Wham is. I don't know who Peter is. But I know who everyone called a rat. And I know who he requested to do music with.
I thought Wham was just something in his lingo that he say. And Peter is just something he say in his tube, Jack.
Right, so
because he talk like that.
Yeah, that's
how he talk.
That's what I'm gonna go with. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna go with.
You feel me?
Because that's a lot less incriminating.
But I feel like you gotta understand.
That's his lingo.
He gotta do like right now. He gotta do everything lawfully.
Yeah, facts. That's a fact.
So he got to be even more strategic than he was before. So it's like, if we go address the elephant in the room, Gunna, we go do it. me and you go do it. We go address the elephant in the room because the people saying they not rocking with you and you know you my brother. We already spoke about this before it even went down. That's why you went free.
Lil Baby was kicking that nigga back in the whole time.
Who, Gunna?
So it's gonna be interesting.
But is Thugger and Lil Baby cool? Were they ever cool?
He was doing that in defense of Thug, so I don't know. Even though Thug dad came out and said Baby didn't know what the hell he was talking about, I don't know. But I would like to hear, and of course I don't need to trademark this. Y'all can use this. I would love to hear the record with Thug and Gunna arguing back and forth
about this whole shit.
About the perspective.
Oh, that would be a banger.
Of the person who took the fall versus the rat. And if they use that to reveal like they've been working together this whole time, my mind would be blown. That's hip hop.
That's hip hop. That is hip hop.
That's hip hop.
That's hip hop, and that's what's
that
missing.
shit would be so hard, bro.
That's what's missing. And I see he trying to keep with that message. He trying to keep Drake and Future in line because he's the glue between them two.
He would have to be
because he works with Future
and Metro too.
And Metro, he's trying to keep that glue together. Now that he's I'm not dealing with this shit. We gotta talk. We gotta talk.
We got business to do, y'all.
Now I gotta think of a whole new approach of how to come, like how to hit the audience with my music. I gotta speak to you guys because, like he said, we y'all my brothers forever. The music can't go on without us. And he said that to Wallow before he got locked. Wallow had him on $1 million worth of game twice. It's the second time he was telling him like, yo, Thugger, you need to chill out. Like, you really need to calm down. He's just like, why you feel like I need to chill out? Like, he's just telling like, I got it. Like, and he's telling like, from experience, like, okay, you say you got it. Now that it happened,
yeah,
you feel me? Yeah. I know it hit Gunna in his. Bro knew what he seen, and I wasn't seeing it because it's like that whole podcast. He was challenging Wallow, like, why you feel this way? Why you feel this way if I feel like I got it like this? Like, what you
can't say it on air.
Yeah, you feel me?
That's
like,
the whole move.
Like, one of the things is like, will identify you as a gangster or will identify you as a real man? That was the lines of the conversation he was having, and that made Wallow understand like, okay, you have sensibility, but I still think you going a little overboard with it. You feel me? That it can get you into trouble.
Yeah. So
you gotta, just because you got this money now, don't mean you're untouchable. You could still get touched.
Facts.
Whether if you get your life lost or if them boys come and put you in, lock you up. Look at old boy, baby oil.
He just got out and he just went in. It's a steady rotation.
Thugger been dealing with his case. 50-year-old Diddy is dealing with his. Durk just went in. He's starting up his case.
Yeah.
You see that you just stay out of trouble. If you make your money don't make you untouchable. You can still get untouchable. You can still get touched. You can still get in trouble because God runs the world, not human beings. That's it. That's all I'm gonna leave it as that.
Hey, I feel like that's the perfect ending spot. I mean, shoot, that FlexN Manual part took a lot more than that. I'm glad we had that conversation though, because I'm not new gen, I'm retired gen. That's what I'm at now. You being a boomer, you being a part of the generation directly after, the generation before the expansion, but still had the purity of flexing and broke up in its most pure and raw form before the expansion, and then me being a result of the pollination. I think that was a necessary conversation to have because I think there are things that me and you could agree with. There are things that me and you could disagree with. There are things that we could both build on to help our understanding of each side. They got to understand that tough skin ain't just I have to bully you. It just means you have to go through something in order to attain what we have. If that's what you're looking for, because too many people are actually looking for the accreditation and looking for the validation of the people that came before them, but they don't want to go through the necessary steps to be able to go about it. When in all actuality, I don't think they'd be looking for that validation the majority of the time. If they were able to get all of that recognition without even having to go through that, they'd be fine. I totally think they would be fine. Just don't ask Hyper for a battle. Don't ask Proto for a battle. Don't ask Killer for a battle. Don't ask Reem to be on the fest. Post your TikTok videos. Go to Atlanta. Go to these events out here. Memphis, Texas, Cali, whatever. And rep whatever you want to rep, or do your showcases, performances, visuals. All of these things that don't involve growth in this one aspect. The battling side of things will always be the smallest. That is why it's so impactful and it means so much to people, because it is very condensed. It's very condensed. The reason why it means so much to the people that it applies to is because it's the only condensed thing that has maneuvered its way through an era that consistently weeds out the difference between the people that are trying to be here to just pull, or the people that are here to try to actually learn what it is.
Yeah.
So now that we have something else to be able to learn what it is, we can appreciate that too. You ain't got to mix them all the time. We have to allow room for growth, which also means allowing room for separation as well. And that's what we can discuss when it comes to topics like that.
Yeah.
Because we can actually discuss the difference. He gonna tell me what's different about what they had to go through versus what I had to go through. And I gotta listen to it. Because I did subscribe to that way of thinking. Because that's where I came from. He ran track, I hoop. We come from that competition. We cut from that. So our understanding can be linked together through that way, but then my link over here also is what separates me. Key term and phrase that you and Malik both, yo, I only fuck with this side because of you.
My boy Malik. Yo, I miss you, bro.
You and Malik both say that.
Definitely, but yo, let me, because I think I should do this because since I'm here.
Wait, go ahead.
Malik, be there December 21st.
Oh, you gonna be there?
Oh.
You gonna be there? Yeah.
But anybody that's watching this, I just want to put it out there. I'll be in the ring. You remember the last time I said, as soon as you summon me, I'll be there. It's that time. So December 21st, Kill or Be Killed. Shout out to my boy Hyper.
Shout out Hyper. Yes, sir.
I'll be on that card. For anybody that wants to see me in live action, it will be in New York. It'll be at the Flex Dance FDP spot.
A word.
375 Troop. Well, let me not even say the address because right now I'm getting tired. But the information will be out on my Instagram. For those that want to follow me, it's YoungOG _ King Stickz. The information will be out there.
Stickz with a Z.
With a Z. Stickz with a Z at the end. Yeah.
Stickz versus T Smooth, December 21st.
Oh yeah.
Be there.
See you soon, baby dragon.
Be there.
See you soon.
But this has been what's his face? Talk about what you call it on the What's the Name podcast. I've been your host, Kelvin Ruffin Jr., and I've been here with my guy,
StickyDon Parker John. Thank you for having me again. And yo, Larry, I held it down, bro.
Yes, sir, he did. Hey,
shout outs to you.
Can't wait to have you back, bro.
Man.
You know I can't wait too. I'm gonna definitely hit you up anyway. But hey, thank y'all for tuning in once again. This has been a beautiful episode. Shout out to Adisa for getting on the phone, listening to me talk shit to him, and then me hanging up, me being able to talk shit with Stickz.
And then he gonna hear me talking shit when he watching.
So now that argument can reincite. But hey, I held it down for what I could hold it down for. That's what I did. Other than that, this is all entertainment. Refer to the description of the podcast. Either we lying or we just playing. But we out. Dose.